Hello and welcome to uh High Talks. High Talks. I don't need to explain that. So, is it just me that gets a little obsessed uh whenever they start talking to a new person? Like perhaps you're not even looking for a relationship right now. Maybe you are enjoying being single because being single is fun. I mean, it's fun, but at the same time, being single, being in a relationship, I really don't care, right? I'm not actively searching for a boyfriend, but at the same time, I am not actively searching to be single either. I feel like I just flow with how life comes. So people talk about being single as a time to kind of find your soul, discover what you want. But I feel like I've gone through all of that. I've gone through that whole codependency, best friendship kind of relationship when you guys are basically together 24/7 and you will spend like all your time together and stuff like that. And then I have also kind of not a relationship per se, but I've also gotten to experience a kind of relationship in sort, let's say, a situationship where it's basically two individuals who just have feelings for each other and who I guess want to be with each other in some ways. But I guess in my case I was the only one that wanted to be with him. Anyways, yeah. But like you begin talking to someone new and then suddenly your mind begins to, and then you begin to like form this bond in some ways, and then your mind begins to wonder, oh, what if he's the one? What if what ifs? I mean, and it's involuntary, right? Because it's not like involuntarily. Oh, that's such a tough word to pronounce. But anyway, it's like you're not exactly doing it on purpose. It's not like you are saying, okay, mind begin to have feelings for this person or begin to think about the possibilities of having feelings for this person. You kind of maybe deceive yourself in some ways that you do have feelings for this person, but maybe you don't. But yeah, the mind does that. And it's weird. Like I started talking to someone else recently, and I was so conflicted. I was like, okay, what if I had to choose? What should I do? And then I realized that this other person I'm talking to, we just started talking, but I think we also need to differentiate. We need to be able to differentiate between a romantic connection and like an intellectual connection, because I mean, intellectual connections are beautiful. They are beautiful things. Like when you are able to really talk to someone and bond to someone intellectually, and when each time you talk it feels like you've grown a little bit more because you've seen you've seen and you've heard from the perspective of someone else, from another person that is healthy, from another person that is also growing, from another person that is learning about like the true meaning of life, from another person that isn't kind of like stuck in their ego and has like the same interest as you, like community building, and psychedelics and shamanism and things like that. And it's like, okay, but I don't know, it's just I am not trying to do it, my brain is doing that. And I say my brain because it doesn't feel like my heart is doing this. My heart is like, I mean, yeah, you're just kind of getting over like this one thing that was kind of toxic but not really toxic. When basically we're talking for like 7 months, right? And people date within 1 month of talking. We've been talking for 7 months and we aren't dating. So anyway, moving on entirely from that. because you can't force someone to want to be committed to you, right? You can't even force someone to to want to put in the effort to make things work. You can't. So if you move on, should you feel guilty about that? Not in the least bit. Not in the least bit. But anyway, moving on from that now. I hope you have your glass of wine, because this is going to be a long talk. Actually, no, I'm actually tired of talking already. That was all I was just going to say. The thing about the hat. But I guess we're just going to turn it into a talk today. So let's see how that goes. What else do I have to say? I just got this top and I really like it. It feels very sexy. It feels very me. It's so weird because I feel like I am me, but not like fully a personality, a person. I am just me. So for this to resonate with the deeper sense of me, it's like, okay, especially like because it has like this double arm. It's like, oh, this is so nice. This is so nice. But yeah, I recently rediscovered Aurora. I have no doubts that she's some ancient Norwegian goddess that has been reincarnated into human form. Honestly, she's beautiful. She's so beautiful. Oh my god. I feel slightly envious, jealous. I don't know what this sensation is. It just feels like one of those sensations. Like when you see someone being themselves authentically and you want to be yourself authentically. And so there's like that struggle between, okay, she's herself authentically, so is this how I would be if I'm authentic? How would I be if I'm authentic? And so that's what this video is basically about. Me trying to be authentic. I'm not trying to do like, I guess I am experiencing self. But one of my main issues is the fact that I barely give validity. This chair is annoying me. I barely give validity to my own self. Go away. I barely give validity to my own self and to my own beliefs and to my own experiences. I barely acknowledge the things that I've experienced. I mean, I have experienced. Have you ever tried using a pendulum? A pendulum is like, this used to be my pendulum, right? A pendulum is basically a string with weight attached to it, and it can basically go sideways or back and forth for yes and no. And when I imagine using a pendulum, an ordinary necklace, or something that kind of has your energy, that has like a store of your energy, to answer questions about people that you've never met before, that you're just meeting for the first time, but then it's like, yeah, she's a girl, yeah, she's currently wearing a pink top, no, she does not have a car, yeah, she has a white car. And it's like, thinking about it now, but I mean, it also includes like a whole process of casting a circle to make sure that it's only like a high energy that is in the circle to answer the questions correctly and stuff, because it's basically communicating with the spirit world, and it's creepy. I mean, I feel like at that point when I was deep into like magic and stuff, I almost lost my mind because it's creepy. A lot of creepy shit could happen. So, but now I stick to the tarot because it's easier, and yeah, it's definitely easier. But anyway, what was I going with that? I can't remember where I was going with that. But yeah, and like when we talk about spell jars, I think they are more just fun. It's nice to cast. It's like casting a blessing. It's like, sending a blessing to someone. it's just the extra energy, just that extra boost to discover self-love, that extra boost to manifest money, that extra boost to just like that extra boost, that extra energy. And it is fancy to like be under the full moon, the extra energy from the full moon, or from like a solar eclipse. We're in the month of May. I'm a Taurus. I mean, this is my month. I'm embodying my month. Look at this sexiness. But anyway, yeah. I think because I am operating from a space outside of like a person, from like one concrete self, it allows me to kind of shape shift and embody whatever energy that I want to call forth. If you watch my last video, I was basically like this cute as but that is still me. That was just like the energy that wanted to come up. And this energy is more, I don't know what this energy is. This energy it feels right. This feels right. This feels nice. It feels like I'm just chatting with friends, something like that. But I'm also using my phone to record, and I'm worried about like time running out. Okay, time is not going to run out. I can see how slow it is going. But yeah, anyway, what was I going with that? So I have really delved into magic though. Like, it's hard for me to talk about my experiences because I don't know how people would react to it. Like, occasionally I post about it on social media and my friends kind of know about it and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, I guess in some ways there is always that small tiny voice that thinks about how other people are going to like react to something that you say or something that you do. And you're always trying to be cautious about not to offend someone, about trying to be respectful and trying not to like creep people out. But I mean, at the same time, I really don't give a shit. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm just trying to find myself. I'm trying to be authentic. Under my parents' roof, it's like there's always that slight restriction to who you are. There's always that slight tone of respectfulness. So there's always a restriction of what you can do, what you can't do, and a full expression of who you are from your soul, from the depth of your soul. The soul is the self. The soul being the self, to me anyway, just my perspective. So it's like, beyond all of that, when I take full responsibility for my own life, who am I? Who are you? When you move out of your parents' house, when you have the weight of your life in your own hands, who are you? What do you do? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? How do you dress? How comfortable are you in your own skin? So for me, it's like I am trying to learn to be who I am here, so that I can be a further expression of who I am in my own space, in my own home. I mean, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to have my own home. It's hard for me to process. Like, it's hard for it to register somewhere there, like, because it feels like such an impossibility, because it feels like I am kind of stuck here. And I think that's the issue. Feeling stuck. That's an issue. Anyway, feeling stuck. An issue, an issue. I was thinking unstuck. a stuckness. Yeah, this is my second bottle, my second glass, by the way. So wine is the only thing that I can drink and that I don't get like an allergic reaction from, which is weird, but it just makes me fancy. So yeah, I guess today is just more a casual chat kind of day, a casual conversation kind of day. I am home alone all day every day, but at the same time I feel like I am like someone said, I feel like I am stuck in the present. I am stuck in the now, constantly living here and now. Even though I see the future and I see the whole range of things, at the same time I'm not giving too much thought about it. But at the same time I just feel lost. Like that stage before full self-realization in some ways. um the stage that a lot of people don't really talk about, the stage that people just bypass. Do I don't know. uh this is like a mini existential crisis, but like an existential crisis into awakening. Like, am I ready to stop being a person, to stop wanting things, and to just be and accept life as it comes? Am I ready to that? For someone that has barely even experienced life in the first place, am I ready to give that up before I even experience that? And I think that's like the existential question, you know. Maybe that's why a lot of people feel lost in their 20s, like when they have to ask themselves if they are ready to take that leap into the unknown, to discover who they are. Maybe like your 20s is like that age, that ripe age between becoming full self or becoming a full person, becoming like a person, no, becoming a self that isn't a person. So when I talk about self, just watch my other videos. When I talk about self, I'm basically talking about like who you are beneath, beyond the gender, beyond your likes, beyond your dislikes, beyond your goals, beyond your accomplishments, beyond all the labels, all the conditionings, all of that, beyond all of that, beyond your likes, dislikes, conditioning. Those are the things that you were taught. Beyond all the labels, all the this is me, I am this, I am this, I am that, I am that. Who are you? There is still a sense of I. There is still a sense of me. And from that space of me, from that sense of I, arises everything that I want to be. I want to be a creator. I am a woman. I like wine. I draw. That I is like emptiness, because there is no inherent quality to the I. There is no identification to the I. The I is just nothingness. It is where everything arises from. But at the same time, it is everything, because you could be everything and you could be anything. So on my Twitter, I was like, I have dedicated my life to trying to explain the unexplainable. And I guess that was me just trying to explain the unexplainable. Because how do you explain this to someone or to people that might not even be in like the space or the headspace to understand it? Because I know that sometimes when I listen to a message, I I'm not in the right or adequate headspace to understand it. Anyway, we're going to do something today. Today, I'm going to pull tarot cards. I don't think I've ever done this on camera before. Give me a minute. I'm slightly very tipsy. Alright, so I created my tarot card, my tarot deck myself, and I'm quite proud. I'm quite proud of it. I was so proud. Oh my god. Anyway, oh my babies, it has my energy. Can you feel this? Can you feel it? It has my energy. Oh my god. Well, I'm so proud of this deck. Yeah. So I'm going to pull. Oh, a card fell out. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. I have an idea who I'm asking right now. I guess I'm just putting it out into the universe, and maybe higher the highest energies. Maybe even myself. Just, I guess, general cards to help currently myself and you guys too. Okay, so I got the Two of Pentacles. Basically, this means like balancing, multitasking, adaptability, play. Okay, then I got the Ten of Swords. Learn from lessons. Then, oh, okay. 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 So the Two of Swords is basically like adaptability, basically going with the flow kind of energy. You know, maybe you've been taking on some tasks, you've been trying to multitask, you've been trying to, basically it's like that, taking on some energy, kind of, taking on multiple projects all at once, and you're just like trying to juggle it and trying to go with the flow. Then the X of Swords is basically like closure. All the hard work that you've been putting in is finally coming to an end. It's kind of like finally paying off in some ways. Then the Three of Pentacles is basically saying like, manifestations. Projects or goal is manifesting. So all the hard work that you've been putting in is manifesting. And then this, can you see this? It means like spiritual deepening. Like a craving for spiritual deepening. A craving for spiritual deepening. I guess that's what I'm currently experiencing. A craving for spiritual deepening. I feel like I need to draw one more card. A craving for spiritual deepening. I guess to finally, because it's like once you begin this spiritual journey, there is no turning back. You either lose your mind or you are forever unsatisfied being an ordinary human being. Disassociation. Okay. Spiritual deepening through disassociation. Okay. Okay, so the way I'm interpreting it is, the other day I wrote like short meanings of it at the top of the cards for me to kind of learn how to use them and stuff. So it's like, let your intuition lead you to the word judgment. Okay, so there's something about releasing, resting. This one also says something about resting. Resting. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. It's basically like you've been taking on a lot of work. You've been maybe multitasking. You've been working really hard. Working really hard. And now it's time to go with the flow. It's time to go with the flow because that area of your life is over. It's time to willingly let go. What card is it that said this one? Release and reveal. Release and reveal what you've been doing, what has been working for you, what has not been working for you, you know, in order to, where's the one, in order to like achieve a spiritual deepening. Like when you still hold on to ideas, to beliefs, when you're still holding on to things that no longer serve you and that you need to kind of let go of in order for you to move on to the next stage of your spiritual quest. For me, that is letting go of, finally letting go of my identity, of my person. But I am still a little reluctant to do that because I guess it's scary because I don't know what is on the other side of it. I don't know if I am still going to be me in some ways. I don't know how much I would change from this. I don't know who I would be on the other side. I have no idea. I don't even know if I'm ever going to like want to want, if I'm going to be financially stable, if I don't know any of that. Do you get, like, what if I stop wanting things? What if I stop having desires and I end up like living on the streets or something, or I never save enough money for me to be able to take care of myself? What if that happens? Anything could happen, you know. And so it's like, it's a scary thing. It's a scary thing. It's a scary thing. But it's time for me to learn from the lessons. It's time for me to learn from the things that has passed. All the things I've been reading, all the things I've been watching, all the knowledge I've been gathering, all the lessons from past, all the journaling that I have done. I guess it's time for me to move on. I don't have a deep sense of self anymore. And the question lies in, why does the me being the person, why do I still want to be alive? What is it that I really want to accomplish that I cannot do without having a strong sense of identity? That's it basically. It's like all the hard work that you've been putting in is finally paying off. All the lessons, all the learning, all the, at first I was confused, like all readings usually are, but I think it's about trusting your intuition to kind of piece together the puzzle and understand the message that is being given to you. So I guess the final question is, are you ready to move on to the next stage? Or is that still a scary thing for you? I guess this is where trust comes into play. Fuck you guys. Fuck. I love you guys, but fuck you guys. Yeah. You know, a part of my mind still goes like, oh, I'm too young for all of this. I'm too young for all of this. I should be drinking wine, and getting drunk and partying and getting high and all of those shit. But it's like, even though I still do that, maybe not the partying part, but like, even though I still do that, my mind still constantly thinks, should you be doing this though? Shouldn't you be sober? You know that that's the right way to go. It's like that criticism, that voice that is there, that is telling me, that is nudging me in the right direction, but that I'm refusing to listen to because I still want to be young. And a part of me feels like, if I achieve full self-realization right now and I accomplish everything that I really want to accomplish within the next like 10-20 years, because I barely see time as time anymore. I just see now as now. So if I want to accomplish something, I should think about accomplishing it now, you know, instead of saying, oh, in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, just soon. Because life is short, but at the same time life is so long. So it's like, what if I accomplish everything I want to accomplish now? Because I'm already doing it. I want to learn art, I'm learning art. I want to learn coding, I'm learning coding. I want to learn a language, I'm learning Spanish and French. I want to study psychology. I'm probably going to do masters in psychology. So apart from like all those innate human healings and characteristics and stuff, I am actively achieving my external goals, my external manifestations and stuff like that. And the time is going to come, maybe sometime next year or in 2 years, when I am actually going to actively move out of the house. So I know that that's going to happen. I can see that that's going to happen, but like the waiting for that to happen, I guess, is what is causing me unease, because that is still me living in time somewhat. But yeah, still, it's like, am I ready to give up all the goals and all the accomplishments? Like, even though I know that they are never going to bring me real joy, I see that, I've experienced that, I know that they won't bring me real joy, but there is still that excitement, you know, to accomplishing things. There's still that boost of, I did it. But at the same time, not really. Like with my art, I see myself improving every single time I draw, but at the same time, it doesn't have like that strong boost or that strong fuel of happiness. I just feel like no material thing could really make me satisfied. No material thing, none of the things I do externally, none of the things I accomplish, none of the things I own or I buy or I have, none of that. And that makes me sad a little bit, because it's like, we've basically grown up and we've basically been trained to think and believe that the material things would make us happy, but it doesn't, and it wouldn't. And your 20s is basically like that stage where you realize that I keep doing and I keep accomplishing and I keep wanting and I keep doing and accomplishing and wanting and desiring, and yet none of these things bring me happiness innately. So what is the issue? And that's why a lot of people my age don't really want to work, because we're also recognizing that it's not about the job, it's not about the money, it's not about the material things, all of that. Striving to get those things, it's just so exhausting, is it not? Oh my god, seriously, ask yourself, is it not exhausting? Is it not exhausting, my dear? Is it not exhausting? Going to work in 9 to 5, trying to get money that you spend and you save and to accomplish, and it's like, and now we're just realizing that I would rather have a house, a home, and I would rather grow my own food, because growing my own food, that would bring me a good sense of accomplishment. Seeing my plants growing, seeing that I nourished I nourished the plants right. I give them enough watering, I give them enough nutrients, and I give them enough love, enough sunlight, adequate sunlight. I did this beautiful growing being. I nurtured this being. Maybe that's what motherhood is, seeing how you nurtured another human being to be kind and beautiful and themselves. Yeah, I feel like growing things would make me accomplished, though, or would make me happy. The other day I had like this dream that wasn't really a dream, and I guess it thought I went to sleep with like the thought of what would make me happy, what would make me accomplish, and I just kept thinking about raising kids, not even necessarily my own kids, but like babysitting, spending time with these beings that they don't have like a full sense of awareness, right? But at the same time you could see their selves shining through, yet to be untouched or conditioned. So I do like kids. Years ago I'd have probably cringed at that, because oh my god, I used to think I despised kids, or maybe I used to despise kids. Well, I am evanescence. I am changing every day, constantly. I am not who I was last week. I'm not who I was last month. I'm not who I was last year or years ago. So I guess whatever I said back then does not stand right now, because I am who I am right now, and I will be a different person tomorrow. I don't even resonate with who I was last week or yesterday. So why should you hold me by the shirt and say, hey, this is what you said, this is who you are? I have changed my mind. That's fine. That's fine. The question now is, would I be comfortable enough to post this on social media, on YouTube? Yeah, I should be. I definitely would be. I feel like that's the first time I'm doing like a tarot reading on camera. That was such a strange message, because that was so unexpected. But I guess the unexpected is the most expected, is the most common. The unexpected is the most common. Yeah, because it's the most common occurrence, because it's basically like you don't expect what will happen in the next second. Life just happens by itself. Life happens on its own. So I'm going to pull like 2-3 more cards. Maybe the third card will be as a confirmation. Let's see what pops up next. What other unexpected thing is going to happen? Whoa. Oh, nice. I like wine. Three cards. 3 freaking cards. Okay. Why is everything talking about spirituality today? Okay. Ooh. Okay, this is definitely clearer. Okay. The Ace of Wands is basically talking about that primal energy. That's the self, the spirituality, the you that emanates from deep within you. Yeah, this is like that creative spirit, that the you is also the creative spirit, right? The you is, I guess, that part of God, that and that part of God is like, you are a creator. That is it. Creation emanates from within you, from that space of emptiness. When you're drawing, or when you're painting, sometimes you might not really think about what you're trying to draw, what you're trying to paint. You just do it, right? So that is what the Ace of Wands is. It's like that creative energy. I don't know, kind of read what I wrote up there. I don't know if you can see it, because I also want you to see what I'm trying to talk about, so that it won't feel like I'm just spouting nonsense. I doubt you can see it. I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard. But anyway, I wrote like spirituality, creativity, ambition, inspirational ideas, seeds, fire, passion, energy, enthusiasm, spiritual level of consciousness. Then that message was basically about like spirituality, right? Sexuality was a part of it. And then the next card is like moving away from confusion or chaos. That is VI of Swords. Moving away from, I said VI because I can't think fast to know what Six of Swords. It's moving away from confusion or chaos, gaining new perspective, exploring the subconscious. It's a transition from where you were before to who you are now, right? Then VI and VII, okay. And then the Seven of Swords is basically saying like deception. It's letting go of the deceptions, letting go of the deceptions of who you are, in order for you to move to that spiritual stage, to that level of consciousness. You have to let go. I feel like I don't fully resonate with this, but at the same time I also feel like I'm speaking the truth. So maybe I'm not speaking the truth for myself, or maybe I'm just in resistance to accepting this truth. Maybe I'm just missing like a key point to know fully. But it's like, okay, I'm going to pull one more card to fully confirm. Oh, two more cards, please. Movement and progress. Seed is sprouting, more expansive, brother. It's basically, yes, it is. That is the very fucking message. That is the message. We are moving from where we were before to who we're meant to be. But who we're meant to be in the sense of, that is if you believe in predestination anyway. Life is predestined, if we believe in that. There is free will, but there is predestination. Everything happens as it is meant to happen. Life happens if you live it or not. I guess free will is just when you decide to actively make a choice, when you decide to impact your free will, when you say, okay, this is what I want for my life, when you choose to do it. It feels like free will, but saying, this is what I'm doing, this is what I want to do. I am drinking, I'm going to drink wine right now. Oh fuck, that was free will impacted right there. Not the best free will, but free will nonetheless. And then predestination is like saying, even though you impacted that free will, that would still have happened anyway. That was what was meant to happen. So it's like an illusion of free will, but it's still free will all the same to us. You get? So anyway, yeah, it's basically, I feel like the big message is you having, I feel like the big message is you having clarity. That's the big message. You are finally going to have clarity. Your manifestations are finally going to start blossoming. Is that not the big message? That's the big message. It's like moving away from a stage of confusion to finally discovering who you actually are, the self. None of the insecurities. Before, I would have been so insecure to make a video like this. For whatever reason, I have no idea, right? But at the same time, I used to be so insecure with my shoulder, and I used to be so insecure about the fact that, about me not wearing my glasses. But I have actively decided to stop wearing my glasses. I mean, I was given this vision from birth. So I was given this vision for a reason. What if this badass vision was given to me so that I could see how unsteady and unstable reality actually is? Because right now I can see things, but everything is like, there is no steadiness to it, there is no permanence to it. Like, there is permanence because I can see it and I keep seeing it, but there is no permanence, there is no shape. I cannot see where it ends and where it stops. I can only see the shape around the object. I can see the extension of it going into the next item, and I can see like the energy around it, around things. Like, when you're looking at something and you're kind of looking cross-eyed a little, and then you can see like that energy that outlines. But now imagine that's like a normal vision for you. Anyway, moving away from, that's so reassuring. It's like something I already know, right? But I guess it's I mean, I'm sorry, but like, even sometimes I freak myself out with the cards because I have no idea what message would come out. But I mean, this cannot get any more. Okay, it first started with movement and progress. Seed is sprouting. More expansive opportunities. Broaden your horizon. Stay committed. Then it went on to no. It started from the ace of wands. That is one of wands, the beginning of wands, the beginning spiritual level of consciousness, enthusiasm, sexuality, passion, fire, seeds, ideas, inspiration, ambition, creativity, spirituality, primal energy. Then it's moved on to the VI of wands, moving away from confusion or chaos, gaining new perspectives, exploring the consciousness, the subconscious, transition. Then it's moved on to deception. Let go of deception. You're facing the consequences of the previous actions, the previous things that you've put energy into, which is basically what the other cards said. The other bunch of cards said, did it not? That basically you've been putting in all this energy, but like, it's time to finally rest. It's time to finally integrate and implement. And then I asked for extra cards: movement and progress, seeds sprouting, sexuality expansive, new horizons, stay committed, new expansive opportunities, no? And then the star is basically trying to say that the things in your subconscious are now being illuminated. the things once hidden and have been illuminated. It's so creepy how accurate this is. I am creeping myself out, but at the same time it's like, okay, yeah. And see, I pulled an extra card, but I wasn't even going to read it because I already knew what the message was. But it's the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is basically new opportunities. Like, the Hanged Man is saying you have to be a willing participant. A willing is the emphasis. You have to be a willing participant in the change, in the transition. You have to be willing to let go and be willing to be thrusted into the unknown, into the new opportunities. Anyway, I'm going to end this video with that. Hi, I'm Zara. That is if you don't know me, and that is if you're not here for my podcast. My podcast is Living from the Heart Space. You can find it on almost all your podcast listening apps, specifically Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. I'm surprised I'm on Apple Podcast. I have no idea how, but like, yeah, I am on Apple Podcast. So please check me out on any of your platforms. That'll be all for today. Peace.